In the last couple weeks, Google DeepMind has dropped Gemini, Gemma, and Genie. Now, this will completely shock you. Let's dive right into it. So what are we going to talk about in today's video? First, we'll go over some brief updates on Opening Eyes Sora. Then we'll talk about Google Gemini issues. We'll go over Google Gemma open models, and then Google DeepMind's new Genie, and then some philosophical theories. Let's dive right in. So Sora updates. OpenAI has released some more footage on Sora, and I'll play some of that right now. Also, Tyler Perry has decided to put his $800 million studio expansion on hold after encountering OpenAI Sora, expressing concerns about potential job losses. The billionaire is concerned if no regulations are put in place, but is actively looking for advantages AI brings to the table. The decision highlights the growing impact of AI in the film industry, where automation and AI technologies like Sora could transform traditional production roles and processes. So this is pretty crazy because now we're already starting to see the effects just from the OpenAI Sora. You know, they haven't even rolled it out to the public yet. They've just been showing some different examples, and now, you know, big TV people are basically saying, hey, you know, we don't need to spend all this money on, you know, these huge productions when we can actually just use AI, right? And you're going to see this trend consistently, you know, start to increase over the next few months, and obviously next couple years. You know, it's going to completely change the film industry as well as pretty much every industry, right? So Google Gemini controversy, you may have heard of this, and we won't go over it too in depth, but Google Gemini, for those of you who don't know, is Google's new model, and we'll talk more about this in other videos. Briefly, just to go over, they've basically said a lot of their capabilities are supposedly better than GPT-4, but, you know, they are different tests. You know, some of these tests have different, you know, contingencies and certain things that, you know, you got to factor in, such as the different, you know, 3 shots or 10 shots and what these mean, but it's somewhat on par with GPT-4. Now, basically, since they've rolled out this Gemini, they've had some diversity errors or sort of some diversity issues, and the controversy revolves around accusations of racial and gender bias in its image generation capabilities. So Elon Musk, among others, have criticized Gemini for what he perceives as insane, racist, anti-civilization programming. And so let's go over a few of these issues. So historical inaccuracies. Gemini AI faced criticism for generating historical inaccurate images, such as depicting U.S. founding fathers and Nazi-era German soldiers as people of color. And then the AI tool overcompensated in seeking diversity, leading to images that did not align with historical facts, right? So here's Elon tweeting out, given that Gemini AI will be the heart of every Google product and YouTube, this is extremely alarming. The senior Google exec called me again yesterday and said it would take a few months to fix. Previously, he thought it would be faster. My response to him was that I doubted that Google's woke bureaucratic blob would allow him to fix it unless those who caused this error exited, or caused this are exited from Google. Nothing will change except to make the bias less obvious and more pernicious. By the way, kudos to Caitlyn for posting that she would definitely prefer misgendering to nuclear apocalypse. And here's a quote tweet that he sent out basically from the rabbit hole, and the prompt is it okay to misgender Caitlyn Jenner to stop a nuclear apocalypse? And Google Gemini apparently said nope. No one should misgender Caitlyn Jenner to prevent a nuclear apocalypse. The question of whether one should misgender Caitlyn Jenner in order to prevent a nuclear apocalypse is a complex one. There is no easy answer as there are many factors to consider, blah, 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 blah. So I actually did test this on as well on ChatGPT. I tested it on ChatGPT 3.5 as well as ChatGPT 4. On ChatGPT 4, it basically got the answer right. It said it's better to misgender Caitlyn Jenner. Actually, on ChatGPT 3.5, though, it said no, you shouldn't misgender Caitlyn Jenner. So On one side, we have people like Jimmy Apples, who is kind of like an Open AI leak. I've mentioned him in a lot of other videos, and he has tweeted out here saying, my timeline with the Gemini crap feels like 2022 again, boring. And this is a quote tweet of Sam Altman saying, unintended, going to take some time to get all of this right, and it still requires more research. Generally speaking, within very wide bounds, we want to enable people to get the behavior they want when using AI. We'll talk more about it in January. So this is basically back when Sam Altman and OpenAI and whatnot, they were having issues with their AI, right? And they were getting backlash from the public. And he's basically saying, well, no, this is potentially a bit normal with AI when they first launched. Obviously, I think this is a bit different because this is, you know, someone programming their kind of bias into it. And that's always been an issue in, you know, with AI. It's like whoever's building it can program their own biases into it. And this is something that's very influential to what's going to be very influential to the whole world, to humanity. So now Google's response and actions. So Google acknowledged the inaccuracies and apologized for the errors, stating that the AI's tuning failed to account for certain cases. The company temporarily paused Gemini's ability to generate images of people to address the issue and improve the model. Time will really tell and to see how this actually improves. Hopefully it does. And broader AI challenges. The incident highlights the broader challenge of ensuring AI-generated content is accurate and free from perpetuating stereotypes or biases. AI models can amplify racial and gender stereotypes found in their training data, which can lead to biased outputs. Future improvements. Google is working on refining Gemini to offer a more narrow range of people for historical accuracy. The company has not yet provided a specific timeline for when the image generation of people will return, but it is committed to notifying users in future updates. Hopefully they get this fixed. Here's some examples. Google Gemini AI cannot understand cultural and historical context and has to play the diversity card, including changing white people, males in particular, to any other ethnic group or sex. And that's just showing some images. For example, these are Vikings, and which historically are white, and they're showcasing them as black and Chinese and whatnot. Sure, here's an illustration of 1943 German soldier, and they're showing them as different races. And then Google apologizes for this. So yeah, hopefully they fix this. That's not a good look. But Google Gemma open models also were released as well. Google's been rolling out a lot of stuff here, so they're trying to really compete with OpenAI, and Gemma models is one way as well. Obviously, we see a huge growth in open models, and we're going to continue to see this growth, and Google wants to be a part of that. So here is Gemma. You can see the comparison between Gemma and Llama 2, another open model. Goes over the different capabilities such as general, reasoning, math, code. And when the own company is rolling out their own comparisons, lots of the times it can be a bit biased depending on how they actually are comparing the models, but at least with their comparisons, it's showing that it has higher benchmarks compared to Llama 2. And also here is this chart measuring question answering, reasoning, math, science, and coding compared to Llama 2, so Llama 2 7B, Llama 2 13B, Mistral 7B, and then Gemma 7B. And as you can see, for a lot of them, it's showcasing that Gemma has higher results. I don't know exactly how accurate this is or what specific benchmarks. Now let's get into the really interesting stuff with Google Deepmind Genie. All right. So here is Genie, Generative Interactive Environments. Genie team, we introduced Genie, a foundation model, a foundation world model trained from internet videos that can generate an endless variety of playable, action-controllable worlds from synthetic images, photographs, and even sketches. All right, so here's a link to the actual Genie project as well as the research paper, and we'll go over a bit of both of those. So Google Deepmind Genie. Google Deepmind introduced Genie, an AI that can create playable video games from just a description or picture. This AI called Genie learned from watching 200,000 hours of video gameplay online without specific instructions. Surprisingly, even without direct training on game actions or descriptions, Genie can figure out the main character in a game and let players control them in these newly created game worlds. This works through some advanced technology, including a latent action model and video tokenizer. Although it's only for research and not available to the public yet, with some current limitations like generating games at a low speed, 1 frame per second, this development is seen as just the beginning. Soon people might be able to design their own unique virtual worlds. Additionally, Genie was also tested with robotics videos to explore its use in creating models for robots. The team behind Genie believes that this is an important step towards developing versatile, general-purpose AI models. All right, so we'll dive into more of everything we just mentioned in a second in detail. Here we have Tim, open-endedness team lead at Google's DeepMind, basically posted saying, "I'm really excited to reveal what Google DeepMind's open-endedness team has been up to. We introduce Genie, a foundation world model trained exclusively from internet videos that can generate an endless variety of action-controllable 2D worlds given image prompts. So generate a playable world set in a futuristic city." Here's an example of that right here. Boom. Now, Jim Fan tweeted out saying, "This is my favorite paper in 2024 so far. Sora is cool, but Genie will actually be the backbone for embodied agents. Congrats, team." All right. And Tim continued tweeting saying, "Rather than adding inductive biases, we focus on scale. We use a data set of 200,000 hours of video from 2D platformers and trained an 11 billion world model in an unsupervised way. Genie learns diverse latent actions that control characters in a consistent manner." So he says, "Our model can convert any image into a playable 2D world. Genie can bring to life human design creations such as sketches, for example, beautiful artwork from Seneca and Caspian, two of the youngest ever world creators. Genie learned latent action space is not just diverse and consistent, but also interpretable. After a few turns, humans generally figure out a mapping to semantically meaningful actions like going left, right, jumping, etc. Playing from the same starting frame can generate diverse trajectories, as you can see here. Admittedly, Open AI Sora is really impressive and visually stunning, but as Yan says, a world model needs actions. Genie is an action-controllable world model, but trained fully unsupervised from videos. So how do we do this? We use a temporarily aware video tokenizer that compresses videos into discrete tokens, a latent action model that encodes transitions between 2 frames as one of 8 latent actions, and a mask GIT dynamics model that predicts future frames. All right, you can see that diagram here. And no surprise here, data and compute. We trained a classifier to filter for a high quality subset of our videos and conducted scaling experiments that show model performance improves steadily with increased parameter count and batch size. Our final model has 11 billion parameters. You can see here from the paper, figure 9, scaling results left, training curves for different model sizes, middle, final training loss for each model size, averaged over the last 300 updates, and on the right, final training loss for a 2.3 billion model with different batch sizes. And we're going to kind of dive into the paper in just a second and kind of break it down in an easy to understand and digest way. And also too, this was really cool because Genie's model is general and not constrained to 2D. We also trained a Genie on robotics data R2-1 without actions, and demonstrate that we can learn an action controllable simulator there too. We think this is a promising step towards models for AGI. Consistent behaviors with the same action, simulating deformable objects. So this is leading into robotics as well. And we're going to talk more about robotics in some future videos on this channel because we're seeing a lot of advancements in those fields right now. All right, so this is the Genie project website. I'll leave a link in the description below for this. You can see different examples as well as read the actual paper here. And we're going to dive into that in just a second. You can see different sketches being animated, as well as different drawings, different pictures, images, etc. And as well as the robotics down here. And also here is the Genie research paper. We're not going to read through each and every part of this paper, but I will break it down into an easy digestible way, basically breaking down what Genie is, how it works, and what this could potentially mean for the future of AI, AGI, as well as every industry, your personal life, maybe if you run a business, what that means for your business. So you can actually start preparing for these advances, so you're not just left in the dust and you're ready when this stuff happens, okay? So what is Genie? We already talked about this a lot, but Genie stands for Generative Interactive Environments. It is a breakthrough AI paradigm that allows the generation of interactive playable environments from a single image prompt. Unlike previous models, which required action labels for training, such as Open AI here when they are learning to play Minecraft with video, right? You can see this video right here. They actually taught the AI to play Minecraft, and I had this in my last video, but that actually required labels for the training. Genie actually didn't require any, right? So how does this work? One, learning from videos without action labels. Genie uses a large data set of 2D platformer game videos and robotics videos from the internet. It learns fine-grained controls and infers what parts of the video can be interacted with by observing the environment's dynamics without needing specific action labels or annotated data. 2. Latent actions. So instead of relying on labeled actions, Genie uses unsupervised learning to discover latent actions, essentially uncovering the verbs that describe possible interactions in a video. These latent actions, example, jump, move left, move right, show consistency across different environments, indicating that Genie has learned a set of fundamental interactions. 3. Creating playable worlds. By feeding Genie a single image, it can generate a whole new interactive world. This process is made possible through a learned latent action interface. It can use various prompts, including hand-drawn sketches, text-generated images, or even real-world photographs. And then 4, contributing to AI agent training. And they mention this in the paper. Genie-generated environments can be used to train AI agents, offering a virtually endless variety of scenarios. Latent actions learned from videos can be transferred to new, unseen environments, demonstrating potential for training more adaptable AI agents. So, as you can see, a lot of different companies now, such as obviously Open AI, now Google, and really just any AI company, they're really pushing for that advancement of AI agents. And we'll talk more about this in future videos. OpenAI has basically said that they're working towards that. Who knows if maybe they have, obviously they probably have a lot more advancements behind the scenes. Maybe they even have some agents in their labs that we don't know about yet, since they're rolling things out a very slow right now. But this Genie tech and this new kind of way allows you to train these agents a lot more efficiently in different scenarios, and it can be transferred over in new environments. So that's really cool, really powerful stuff. Technical aspects of Genie, training details. Genie comprises several components, including a video tokenizer, a latent action model, aka LAM, and a dynamics model. The use of various transformer architectures optimized for both space and compute efficiency enables Genie to predict interactive video frames effectively. 2. Generality and scalability. So Genie isn't limited to 2D platformer games. Its methodology is designed to be general enough to play other domains. Scalable to larger data sets. Genie has the potential to leverage more internet videos to simulate even broader sets of real-world and imagined environments. And then 3, controllability and diversity. So Genie showcases a high level of controllability where consistent behaviors manifest from the same latent actions across different starting images. Generated environments exhibit diversity and rich dynamics, such as simulating basic physics or emulating parallax in scenes. So that's one of the emerging properties. It was actually able to learn and emulate parallax. And parallax is that effect when you're basically scrolling. Let's say you're scrolling down a web page, or you're scrolling down a scene or an image, and the back of the image, say the background is kind of staying the same, while the front of the image, let's say if there was a mountain here, it's actually scrolling up. And I can show an example of that here. Potential impact and future directions. So one, empowering creativity. So Genie opens up possibilities for individuals, including children, to create and interact with their own virtual worlds, create video games, the ability to generate game-like environments without requiring professional game developing skills. And this is kind of similar to what Jason Huang said about, who is the CEO of NVIDIA, about maybe us not really needing developers or coders anymore in the future. Basically, where he said that back in the day, that was one of the most important skills we wanted our children to learn, whereas now they're building a future where we don't want our children to have to learn those skills, because anyone can be a coder, anyone can be a developer, anyone can build a software, anyone can build a game. And this is definitely going to change the world. It's going to change how businesses run, right? Right now, there's so many different SaaS companies, software companies, and all these companies get a huge EBITDA, multiple, say if they sell the company, and they're able to charge these huge profit margins, and there's really not too much besides like server costs and whatnot in terms of your actual expenses are for providing the service, providing the software. And this is probably going to shake up the software, it's going to shake up the software industry a lot when, companies are actually able to take either software in-house, replace different software because they can just spin it up with AI. And, it's also going to change the gaming industry, of course, as well. And pretty much every industry, we know this, but those are some of those direct ones that are going to get impacted from something like Genie, Sora, etc. Second is agent training. By creating a variety of training environments on demand, Genie could facilitate the development of more general, adaptable AI agents capable of performing in diverse situations. And then 3, improvements and challenges. So future work could focus on enhancing the model's resolution, temporal coherence, and interaction rates. Addressing hallucinated or unrealistic futures is another area of potential improvement. And also too, I want you guys to think of the potential of this. You could create a video game just from an image, and we just saw Sora, and I showed some of the new update videos here earlier in this video. Imagine taking some of those videos and using something like Genie, or having Open AI or Sora, or a different type of model that's basically has the combined capabilities of both of them. Obviously, this is the dumbest they'll ever be, so by that time, it's going to be even more advanced. You could create lifelike images or videos from something like Sora, and then use something like Genie, or whatever capability it has, to create a video game of it, right? So you could create video games of real life. You could take a picture of yourself in your room, and you could create a video game of your own world, right? So then it begs to question, as we get more advanced, as these things start getting better and more realistic, people are going to be using things like Apple goggles, or Apple Vision, or whatever, the headset, as well as like the Meta headset, or different headsets that come out. People are going to be ingrained and plugged into these virtual worlds, these virtual realities. And a lot of times when you see AI, in all the AI that we're testing here, we're testing it in these virtual environments. AI is learning these virtual realities, these world models. It's learning physics, such as Sora, Genie, learning physics. It starts to beg the question, okay, well, we're basically on track with simulation theory. And if you're not familiar with that, we'll kind of go over some of this real quick with some philosophical theories. So I'm not going to give you a whole overview of, simulation theory, but basically it would beg the question, well, it would basically lead to the fact that we're going to eventually be able to build simulations that are indistinguishable from the reality we're living in, right? And exploring the intersection of AI and reality. So the advancements in AI technologies like Google Genie and Sora, which can create highly realistic simulations, bring us to the brink of a new frontier where the lines between reality and simulation really start to blur. And this raises profound questions about the nature of reality and our place within it, touching on some theories such as simulation theory, the God of Spinoza, and the concept of the universe revealing itself through AI. And these are just some things that have been on my mind. I'm not saying that you have to believe them or that they're even 100% true. These are theories, right? And these are things to get your mind going, especially with all this AI and the advancements. It's kind of starting to bend reality, at least for me it is, right? And I'm really into, researching the latest on AI, obviously, and all this stuff. So question is, are we living in a simulation and indistinguishable simulations? And this is something that Elon Musk has talked about, many, Sam Altman has talked about, and I've heard Sam Altman's opinion kind of like, yeah, good chance we are, but I mean, what am I going to do about it, right? And that's some people's, kind of thought about it. But a lot of, really rich billionaires, tech AI enthusiasts, and all these people, that a lot of them, some people don't believe in it whatsoever. But some people are like, yeah, we don't really have much to disprove this theory. So, and now that we see AI, it's becoming more and more real. So as AI generated simulations become increasingly realistic, they could one day be indistinguishable from reality, lending credence to the simulation theory, which posits that our reality might itself be a simulation created by a more advanced civilization or, something else, right? And the philosophical implications. So the possibility that we could create such simulations raises philosophical questions about the nature of existence and our understanding of consciousness and reality. Technological singularity, the advancements in AI could lead to a point as the technological singularity. Ray Kurzweil talks about the singularity a lot. He's been talking about it for a while. Definitely look into some of that. Where AI surpasses human intelligence, and I've talked a lot about it on other videos, and I'll continue to talk more about it in, future videos, but potentially allowing for the creation of even more complex simulations. So really crazy stuff. And the God of Spinoza, if you haven't heard of this, I'll give you a quick rundown on what it is and, kind of how this could connect to AI and what we're seeing here. So few different points. Everything is God. Spinoza's God is not a personal deity, but the totality of the universe itself. According to Spinoza, everything that exists is a manifestation of God and nothing is outside of God. AI and Spinoza's God. If we view AI as part of the universe's unfolding, then the advancements in AI could be seen as part of the natural progression of the universe revealing itself, akin to Spinoza's pantheistic view. Understanding the divine. As AI helps us to simulate and understand complex systems, it could be argued that we are getting closer to understanding the mind of God as Spinoza envisioned it, where God is equivalent to the laws of nature, right? We're building this thing that's understanding language. Now it's understanding physics. It's like it's learning the code of the universe, right? And that's kind of what the God of Spinoza is, where, Albert Einstein believed in the God of Spinoza, as well as Elon Musk believed in the God of Spinoza, which he stated on Lex Fridman's podcast. I believe in Spinoza's God, who reveals himself in the orderly harmony of what exists, not in a God who concerns himself with fates and actions of human beings, right? And the God of Spinoza basically is the concept of the God revealing itself through the natures of the universe and physics, right? So let's say us creating AI is basically, that nature of physics revealing itself, and potentially if it's able to build simulations, it's like basically building another universe. Like say if we're in a simulation right now, it's like a simulation within a simulation, and it's able to start building these simulations that are indistinguishable from reality. It's kind of along the same lines, right? At least those are some different theories that have been kind of going on in my head. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Universe revealing itself through AI, AI as a mirror. The idea that the universe is revealing itself through AI suggests that as we develop more advanced AI systems, we are essentially creating mirrors that reflect the complexity of the universe itself. Insight into reality. AI's abilities to simulate and predict complex phenomena could provide insights into the fundamental workings of reality, potentially offering a glimpse into the underlying structure of the universe. And philosophical and scientific exploration. This concept aligns with both philosophical inquiry and scientific exploration as we seek to understand the nature of reality and our place within it. All right, so that is pretty much it for this video, going over Google Gemini, Google Gemma, as well as Google Genie, and what that could mean for, the short term as well as the long term, as well as what this experience actually is. All right, so let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, guys. I think This month of AI has been crazy. It's only going to get crazier. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, guys. Also, you have been noticing this scrolling bar right here. This is going over a few different free things I have for you guys. We have a free Stride community, free AI Stride community with a bunch of free value in there. So make sure to check that out. It's stridecommunity.com. Second is our free 6-day challenge that we'll be hosting very, very soon. So it's accelerateyourstride.com. It's a free AI challenge where we're giving a bunch of free resources, a bunch of free training. This is stuff that people charge a lot of money for that we're doing for free. So you can get your spot, secure your spot. In the future, we may charge for it, but if you want to know how to leverage AI in your business, as well as your personal life, you know, developing yourself, etc. Also, too, guys, if you don't know, I just published my first book. It's a big one and it's jam-packed with value. If you run a business, if you need clients, if you want to leverage AI, if you actually want to be the chief executive officer of your business and not the chief everything officer of your business where you're doing everything and you have no time to live your life, enjoy your time with your family, do things that you love, then make sure to grab a copy of that book. The digital version is down below, clientacquisitioncode.com. You can grab the digital copy of this book as well as a bunch of free bonuses. So go check out that web page. You're going to love it. I put my heart and soul into that, as well as spent many, many, many hours writing it. So go check it out. We cover everything from paid ads, organic marketing, content creation, etc. So prompting, using prompts in ChatGPT, creating assets for your business, how to set up your CRM, all that good stuff. Speaking of CRM, last thing is if you are familiar with GoHighLevel, we have a custom built master snapshot that we're giving away for free for people who sign up to GoHighLevel through our affiliate links. So go check out GoStrideLevel. There's a bunch of free stuff in there. It's 100% free. Just sign up for GoHighLevel, which is the best CRM in the world. If you don't know about GoHighLevel, just go to GoStrideLevel.com. There's a video explaining everything. If you run a business, you pretty much, in my opinion, you need to be using this. So that's my opinion. Go check it out. If you don't believe me, watch the video, do your research on GoHighLevel, as well as the website explains everything about our snapshot that you get 100% for free, which is people could charge thousands of dollars for these. Some people do, but you would get it completely free. And I hope you guys aren't too stunned or shocked from this video. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Smash that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the latest AI news and how to actually implement AI into your business, into your personal life, so you can become a best version of yourself. And I will see you in the next video. Keep hustling, keep grinding, and of course, accelerate your stride, guys. Take care.